I was gonna hum the Macarena because my kid was doing the Macarena before.
See, now that I blame you for that, because how would he know of the Macarena?
Her,
How
and
would
she
she know
goes,
of the Macarena?
my friend taught me this dance, and she starts to the dance. I go, that's the Macarena. She goes, no, it's I can't say the
It's
girl's name. It's like it's Jessica's dance. I'm like, no, it's not.
Jessica's a friggin' liar and a rip-off artist.
Nothing will make you feel more older than when your kid's like, look at this new thing I learned, and you're like, that's 25 years old.
Yeah,
Actually,
yeah, I know more than you do.
I'm speaking of which, blast from the past. Natalee Holloway. This insane story comes to a terrible conclusion today as her killer finally confesses after, I mean,
20
20
years.
something. Yeah, it's just been a long time of not knowing for sure, but kind of everybody really knowing.
Now I know the name and I know that it was unsolved, but I don't really know the story of Natalie Holloway. I don't. I'm not 100% sure on
That's
what
what we're here for, people.
details are. Yeah. Well, at least
Fill
you
everybody
are.
in.
I can't.
Britney Spears with a startling confession in her new book. She goes like this: hold my beer, Jada. I got something. I got in a book that's going to blow people's minds. She was pregnant and then not so pregnant.
Yeah.
More on Will Smith. We've got an update on the Donald Trump trial. Capitol was occupied for a little while earlier, and Aaron C. returns with another blind top five. My friends,
That's a
topics.
podcast. Just cut straight through the bullshit and get to the topics, will you?
Let's go. Let's do it. Natalee Holloway, Frankie C.
Yeah, again, I know the name and I know very little about this. I know I should be more aware of the details and stuff, but I'm not. I just don't know anything much about it.
Here they are. Teenager from Alabama, 18 years ago, went down to the whatchamacallit down there, Caribbean, Aruba, wherever she was,
Okay.
and disappeared. Couldn't find her. A lot of people suspected this guy, Joran Vandersloot. I don't know if that name sounds all that familiar to you.
Urine.
Joran. It's like
Okay.
Jordan without the D.
Okay.
It was Aruba. And this is like, it's like 18 years ago she disappeared. So we haven't really talked about it too much. It hasn't really been in society's focus. But since she disappeared and everybody suspected that it was this guy, Joran Vandersloot, since then, he has been convicted of killing somebody else. And in Peru. And then supposedly he had been in contact with Natalie's mother because he approached her several times over the years, and then one last time recently that was kind of like, I'll give you all the details on how I killed your daughter.
Jeez.
If you give me like 250 grand, I forget what the number amount was. It's in my notes here, but it doesn't matter. He's blackmailing her for this information. Yeah, $250,000 to reveal the location of her body and all the details on how it was done. And that was it. That was all she needed. She wound up getting the police back involved. They got him in a room, and he wound up confessing to the whole thing, which is still beyond me because, again, it's not like he could get. It's weird that he waited all this time and then just randomly admitted it. I don't know if he got frustrated with the fact that he couldn't get any money or there was no more value to him.
It was probably the whole. What he said. You said he got arrested. He was arrested for murder.
Yeah, and between all of this, he was sentenced for the killing of a Stephanie Flores in 2010. He's serving 20 years. Well, he got sentenced for 20 years for this. That's going on coincidentally with his sentence for that as well, too. So he's like, I don't know how it's all going to work out. What?
He's not getting out anytime.
No, he's not getting out. But he's been convicted of 2 murders in 2 different places. It's like I don't know how it all works. But it's just a strange coincidence because now we're getting all the information on how she died, and she was just a teenager. So he approached her, this piece of garbage. She thwarted his sexual advances, and then he just hit her with a cinder block in the head.
Jeez.
Killed her, dragged her into the water. And then, not that this is even necessary, but it's in a lot of the headlines, dumped her body in the water, then went and watched porn. Seriously deranged.
Good Lord.
Human being.
So this is what he confessed recently, that this is how it happened. See,
this is breaking now, like right now, today. Now it's all coming out of what was confessed earlier, and her mother is speaking out on this and giving anybody. I mean, could you imagine? And so he confessed that he said all of this to the authorities while her mother was in a room, like one of those.
The mother was able to sit in on the confession, on a police interrogation or whatever.
She was behind the fake mirror. Yep. Watched the whole thing. Watched her daughter's killer admit to the whole and that. Could you imagine sitting there listening to all of that?
I can't. No, I can't. I mean, that she had to be beside herself. That's got to be heartbreaking. I mean, I'm sure for the past 20 years it's been heartbreaking enough, and now this. I mean, this piece of shit.
My daughter is 6, and I lost my shit earlier because she told me that one of the boys in her class blew her a kiss on the bus. No, she said he blew me a kiss, and I was already seeing red. And then she goes, on the bus, and now I'm even more angry because I'm like, there's no barrier. Like in the yard, in the classroom, there's a teacher. On the bus, there's just a bus driver, and he's busy driving the bus.
True. There should be someone else on the bus.
There should be.
There should be a teacher or someone to keep them in their seats and what have you.
Right.
The bus driver. I mean, when you go on field trips and stuff, obviously the teacher's there. People are much more behaved, I'm sure. The bus driver has to focus on the bus. That's it.
Which, by the way, that sounds like I feel like I'm going to have to apologize for that on an upcoming episode. Calling the bus monitor a matron. I feel like that's an old, outdated. Doesn't that just feel like an old, out of date word?
Yeah,
like that's not what we're called anymore. You know,
maybe in like 1918 they were matrons.
I think that's what they call them still. But I feel like I'm going to have to apologize for that. No, there's a driver, and then the person who watches the kids.
So there is someone else there.
They do have it, but on her particular bus, they don't, because they're like little kids. They're not that hard to control. I think once you get into like the like teenagers and stuff, they got to have somebody there. Although that might not be true. I don't even think that's true. I don't just.
So we never had. I mean,
we never had them. No, because we lived in a different time.
That was when playgrounds were made of cement, not rubber. Or whatever.
Yeah. Well, we were at Janine's thing, and at the park where she had the walk, they have a playground, and we walk on the playground, and it's like walking into mush. It's like, what's happening? Like I had this, like I took my first step on, and I pulled back. I go, this is quicksand. Hold on, let's see. I go throw a ball in, make sure it doesn't sink.
You got to test this out. Throw a stick.
Yeah, I'm gonna make sure we're okay here.
Weird stuff. No, but you're right. There should be more supervision on these buses if there isn't already.
Anyway, long story short,
did we talk about that? Oh,
I lost my shit because my daughter got blown a kiss today, and this poor woman had to sit there and listen to some piece of shit talk about murdering her daughter. I can't imagine.
Yeah, no, that's about 4 billion times worth.
But yeah, just about.
Give or take.
Just about. Yeah, it's just unbelievable. So credit to Miss Holloway because she sat there through it. She, I mean, there must be something.
I don't know. Is there a mom? Is there other relatives? I mean, a dad. I mean, or
well, the mom, Beth Holloway, is the one who heard the confession. I don't know if
dad's in the picture or not.
Yeah, I'm not too sure. I'm not too sure, but I think it's therapeutic in a way for people who go through a tragedy like that to sit there and hear it. Because it always kind of happens, right? They always want to know, and then.
Yeah, I guess there is some closure to it, but it's still heart wrenching and gut wrenching, and it's not easy. I'm certain it wasn't easy for her to hear.
No.
I mean, this could have just as well. Someone could have relayed some of. You don't have to. I mean, I'm sure she wanted. It was her choice to sit there and hear the guy talk about it, but I don't know. I think maybe get the confession with the cops, and I'll hear fewer details later on.
Yeah. The weird thing is he contacted her a number of times over the years. Like
how? Like he knew her? He knew the family?
Yeah, he knew all. Yeah, it's like I think he thought once he kind of got away with it a little, he was kind of. I don't know. I think there's. I mean, this is a lot wrong with this guy. Anybody who could just smash somebody. I mean that.
Oh, that's you're messed up to begin with right off the bat. But this was someone that Natalee Holloway met while down there, not someone that she went on vacation with, right?
Correct. Yeah. He was down in Aruba.
How was he able to contact the family? I guess through
once it
became publicly.
Yeah. Once it became a national story. I mean, he was the last person that she was seen with. So it was no.
Oh, okay. So he was always on the radar, kind of.
Always on the radar. Yeah.
I got you. And why would he? What would he have to contact the family for? Like fake condol? I don't know. Whatever.
Yeah. No. Just like extortion. Mostly. He was trying to get money out of them. He was like teasing them. It was like a really bizarre.
The fuck, man.
Yeah, it's a bizarre little journey. These poor people.
Lock this guy away forever, man.
A long time.
Put him away.
A long time. Yeah, C. Page got it too. He's been playing with the parents' head over this. It's been fucked up.
What a cruel fuck, man.
Yeah, it's been really fucked up. And it's such a chance meeting. It wasn't like they had a relationship. It was she was on vacation. She was like I think it was a high school trip or something, and
she was with her friends and everything, and then this guy comes out of nowhere.
Sucks, right? So I mean. Hopefully. The weird thing, though, Beth Holloway did a lot of interviews today. So it's like, I mean, obviously she's not okay, but she's handling it seemingly better than I would have,
Oh, absolutely. Well, it's, I can't imagine, obviously, when it happens now, because it's just so fresh now, I'm sure, everything's coming back to it. It can't be easy.
That's the worst part of it too, right? Like, when you lose somebody and then you go to you find out or it happens and then there's the funeral. The weird thing about funerals is they're so wonderfully distracting, and then the worst part though is when after the burial and then you get back to your house. Yeah. And then it's like just quiet. Like I hate
sure. And then that's it's just you and your thoughts and your feelings together.
And whoever, it's just fucking terrible. Yeah. So I get it. There's people go, how could you sit there and do? There's probably a weird comfort in just being around people and asking questions. Yeah, keeping yourself busy, that kind of stuff.
Oh, absolutely.
All right, Britney Spears. Britney Spears has a memoir coming out that she wrote, and in that memoir, she explains about her relationship with Justin Timberlake early on. Remember, they were super young. They sang together in the Mickey Mouse Club.
That's right.
And then once they got older and became huge, massive stars, they dated. And
how long were they together? A couple of years?
It was well, they were friends. I mean, I'm not really sure.
Well, they were friends from when they were kids, but
yeah. I don't know what the timeline was from when they started dating, but I think I'm pretty sure they were in their teens when they started dating.
Gotcha.
They were 12 on the Mickey Mouse Club.
Right.
And he slipped one past the goalie, and they both she got an abortion.
Well,
yeah.
There you go. She dropped the news yesterday or something?
Today, this morning.
Oh, was it today? I thought it was yesterday.
No, it was this morning. Britney felt Justin was the love of her life when they were together, and around the late 2000s, she learned that she was pregnant. In the book, she says she was raised not to get an abortion. Part of it was religious. Part of it was just what she had learned from her family. In the book, she writes, quote, "I love Justin so much. I always expected us to have a family together one day. This would have been much earlier than I'd anticipated." She went on to say that Justin felt they weren't ready because they were too young. Both were around 19 at the time. According to the book, Britney says she was conflicted, but after some difficult emotional discussions, they both agreed getting an abortion was the right decision.
Yeah, it's between her, her choice.
Believe
As
it or
long as
not,
it was her choice.
it says that they dated only for 3 years between 99 and 2002.
99 and 2002.
She said that the decision to have an abortion haunted Britney for years, something she only spoke about in private.
See, now it sounds like it wasn't totally, sounds like maybe she was not 100% on board.
Maybe not. Yeah. And I guess we'll find out more when the actual book comes out, because right now it's just little excerpts coming out.
Yeah.
Britney Spears, her new memoir, The Woman in Me, is out on October 24th.
Well, it looks like Coco in the chat has pre-ordered the book, and Paige has a good point. Coco, can you present a book report for us? LOL. Yeah, let us know, Coco.
We're giving out homework.
Yeah, if you want to report to us what's going on in this book, that'd be great.
I would love that. Great idea, Paige. And yes, Coco, if you want to actually come on the show and speak, you can. Or if you'd like to write a little thing, we could publish it as a blog. Coco, you let me know. We'll get a Coco report. Why no Coco book report?
Coco, why no T-Bone? Right.
Yeah. So that's a pretty big revelation, though. I mean, there's a lot to unpack there. One, they're 19, right?
Yeah.
Young. It's very, very young.
Sure.
Two, I think about they were the gather around, kids. They were the Travis Kelce and Taylor Swift of that little time period. They're not as big as Travis and Taylor.
Well, Taylor and Taylor.
But they were the biggest. Taylor. But they were the biggest at the time, right? That was really, I mean, I think that was pre-Bennifer and all that shit.
Yeah, I think so. Maybe Leo and Kate. I don't know. But in the real world, I guess you're right.
Like that was
probably.
They were mega stars, top of their game.
Yeah, early 2000. Yeah, that's probably they were the headline every time. They were the A-list.
It's kind of amazing that, again, her in that era and with her status could get an abortion and nobody found out about it.
That's true. That's a good point.
That
was
could have been
under
easy.
conservatorship at that point?
No.
Do we know? No, right? That came later.
That came much later, yeah.
Yeah, how do you, I mean, the whole confidentiality thing, it's the doctors aren't going to leak that, I hope. Yeah, but how, on that big spotlight, yeah, you're right. How do they keep that?
Yeah, because it's, I mean, again, even if we're assuming all the doctors are great humanitarian people that aren't going to betray confidences,
keep their oath and all that, yeah.
You still got secretaries and office managers and, the guy who sweeps manager,
up. Anybody who might have overheard something. Or
yeah.
Who knows? Someone going through the garbage, can find.
Yeah.
People. I'm sure people were doing that. Paparazzi going through celebrity garbage cans.
Yeah.
They find anything, letters, bills, things like that. So.
Somebody could have seen her walking in the place,
Yeah.
TD Freelancer said it was a rumor back then, but no confirmation. And Renee says could have been a pill. Doctors make house calls. I never thought of that. I guess so.
Yeah, I guess so.
I guess in my mind, I always just picture these things as buildings by themselves with a lot of people protesting in front. And there's always a scene. It's always like a movie scene.
Yeah, and if Britney Spears is going to get in there, there's just no way. You got to. I doubt she showed up at a place to do it. I don't know.
Yeah. Also,
we'll
again,
have to read the book to find out.
Yeah, not to say that she doesn't have a right to talk about it, because she does. But I would imagine today was a pretty tough day for Justin Timberlake too, who's like got a family and a wife. He's still married to Beals, right?
To Jessica Biel, I think.
Yeah. He's going about his normal Wednesday, and then all of a sudden, oh, here's this thing from, from fucking 23 years ago coming back up.
For all we know, Jessica Biel knows about it and whatever. I'm sure. You never know.
Great question, Frank. Do you tell your significant other, somebody you're dating or fiance or partner, do you say, hey, is that something that you confess? Getting into a
Yeah.
relationship or after you're
At what
engaged?
point? Yeah, I don't know at what point, but
You have to tell somebody
it's up
that.
to the two people. Again, I don't think there's a rule like written anywhere
Yeah.
when you're supposed to or whatever, but at some point, it's between you and your whoever you're seeing, whoever you're with.
Because it's weird. There's actually a different set of rules here for celebrities. Because if you're Joe and Jane Doe, odds are probably nobody's going to find out. Nobody's going to give a shit, even if they do. Like, we can have a little controversy amongst your group of friends or in your town for a little while. Like, that really doesn't make a difference. But when you're in the celebrity world, like, don't you think like not even just this, but anything he did that could cause some stir, don't you think he has an obligation to tell her, because it could become huge news? You know what I mean? Like, for average people, they're not going to be asked about it on their way to the coffee shop. But Jessica Biel's now might have to deal with this next time she makes a public appearance or is caught going to the supermarket or something,
Maybe. And when's the last time Jessica Biel was in anything?
I don't know. And she's far too hot to be away from the spotlight for this long.
I can't remember what the last movie I remember her in was.
I feel like we should write this down because I think we're going to say the same movie.
Really? Yeah, maybe.
I wonder
if I'm thinking. I might be confusing her with someone else because if I have two people in my head and I don't know if I got the
you
right
don't know
person.
who Jessica Biel is, do you?
No, I know who Jessica Biel is, but I'm picturing because I haven't seen anything with her in it for a long time. She's not the one from. You don't have to write it down. We'll take each other's word for it.
All right, you ready? We want to say it on three. I don't even know.
No, never mind. I know who it is. I think I know who it is.
Okay,
and it's not who you think, or it's not who I think it was. I don't know what the hell I'm saying. But
who was it now? I'm curious.
Okay, so I was picturing. Remember Fantastic Four?
Yes.
The old one, the original one.
Yep.
Was that Jessica Biel's?
No, that was Jessica Alba.
Alba. Okay, that's what I was confusing.
It's close.
The last thing I saw Jessica Biel's in was a thing. It was a TV series, limited TV series, maybe 2-3 years ago. What the hell was it called?
Murder, She Wrote.
No. It was about a murder. I can't remember what the hell it was called. Bill Pullman was in it.
Oh, he's good. I like him.
Yeah. I forget what it was called, but Killer in a Hulu movie. Yeah, no, she was. I forget what the hell it was called, but it was good. Good movie. And they made a second season, but it was a whole new cast. So I don't know.
The last thing I remember her in was the Adam Sandler movie where he's a fireman. Was it Larry and Larry marries Chuck or something? Remember, he pretends to be gay or something to get.
I thought you said the Addams Family movie.
No, Adam Sandler movie.
Adam Sandler movie. Oh, okay. I now pronounce you Chuck and Larry.
Yeah, that's it. That
was a long time ago.
She was in that. She got. Didn't she take her top off and she told Adam Sandler because she thought he was gay to grab her to feel her boobs because they were real or something? I think that happened in the movie or in my fantasies. I can't remember now.
That must have been your fantasy.
If
she did, it wasn't. You didn't see anything, I don't think.
No, she was in a bra, but I just still remember her taking her shirt off and just going.
Familiar.
This is just. She's got the perfect. Like, I've never seen a body more. Like, she's beautiful. She's she's hot. Like, it's just amazing. And I just remember thinking, like, Adam Sandler, like, this fucking guy, like he just write whatever shit he wants in a movie, I mean, lucky bastard.
Hey, maybe I'll just feel her up. It'd be great.
Yeah, this fucking guy. Like, I feel in my mind, he wrote that entire movie just for that one scene.
That's a possibility.
He goes, how could I grab a hot actress's hooties? I know. I'll write a whole movie
where I'm pretending that I'm not interested in that.
Right. Prick.
All
right, look at this.
I don't know what she's gonna face. You're right. I dated a lady, had an abortion at 19.
You can read it out loud for the people who are listening.
I thought I was. I don't know. I dated a lady that had an abortion at 19, messed up her emotions to this day. Ooh.
That's the other part of it too. 19 is young. That's a lot to deal with at 19. I don't think you're ready to deal with. First of all, let me start from the beginning. You're really not ready for sex at 19. And I know a lot of people are sitting there going, well, I lost my virginity at 14. I lost virginity at 16. Be that as it may. And I don't even remember, Frank. I'd have to go back. I think I came in under the wire on 18. I'm not entirely sure. 19 or whatever. You're not ready for it. You should be smoking cigarettes. I don't even think 18-year-olds are ready to fucking drive,
No, nobody should be let out of their house until they're 30.
Yeah, I agree with that. We all need a little more seasoning, I feel.
Right.
We're just not ready for the world.
Right.
What was that thing in high school where they were like, freshman, you're stupid? Remember we learned sophomore or something means like wise idiot or something?
Sophomore, I think it means, you're sophomoric, meaning you're immature and.
Yeah.
And
was that it? I remember they explained that to us in our high school, and I was like, I don't know about this. I kind of know my way around. Wise fool.
A wise fool. Yeah.
Thank you, Aaron. Thank God somebody smart works close to the show.
Don't trust us for any of this. Trust Aaron.
Yeah, but it's true. That's the truth. Like you think, oh, I got it. I got it down now, and then you don't realize how much more shit you have to learn. You know,
there's a lot going on out there.
Yeah. So 19. That's tough. I can imagine that fucking you up for a pretty long time. But
everybody's different. Yeah, you're right. But it depends on the person, and everybody has their own. Maybe she this Britney Spears. I guess she couldn't. She wasn't able to deal with it at that time. I guess I don't know.
Little fucked up too that Justin's like, hey, I got a career going here. I can't be fucking having a kid. Can't have a kid right now.
Yeah. Jeez.
Yeah, that's tough. Yep. I'll look at them different now. Justin, I call him Justin the baby killer is what I've been calling him all day around the house. Not nice. Just to kind of, make myself feel better about what's going on with me right now.
Okay. What's going on with you?
Nothing really.
Okay.
Will Smithelson.
Now, what's going on with this guy?
Okay, a couple things. One, you want to do the kids, or let's do the kids first. It's a little boring, but there's a story out there on page 6. Take it for what you will. Sources and people close to the kids, they feel bad for him, and I kind of believe this because I feel like the entire planet feels bad for him. Like even Chris Rock, to a certain degree, I think at this point feels bad for him. I think that Chris Rock is pissed off at Jada because she keeps dragging this stuff on. Like this had faded in the news completely. We're in the middle of a Middle East war that could lead to the next world war. And this idiot has to pipe up and go, oh, we were divorced for 7 years. Yeah. And now all of a sudden we're obsessed with Will Smith and Jada Smith and the slap all over again.
Well, they've been out of the news for like a year, so we got to talk about them again. And Paige, just to go back a second, Paige, I didn't know she wanted and her arm was twisted. I didn't know that, if that's the case. Britney Spears. I thought they were on the same page at the time. I didn't.
Well, where did she? I mean, Paige has always been right about everything. I don't, because it's weird. Okay, because the book's not out yet. So, but what happens is because Simon and Schuster is owned by Paramount, and because Paramount owns CBS, they're only giving excerpts to CBS This Morning, because CBS This Morning is getting the shit kicked out of them because Jada Pinkett Smith has been all over the Today Show for the last couple of days. So I'm sure that's why. I mean, it could be just coincidental, but I'm sure that's why they pushed it out this morning, right. And not like, another day. But so nobody's really seen, like TMZ had a little snippet. CBS has a snippet. So I don't know exactly what's out there because Simon Schuster only released a small portion of it.
From what I understood, I heard it wrong when we were talking about it. I thought Brittany and Justin were talking about it, and then they finally both decided, and I thought they were both on the same page at the time.
Also, it's a tough situation too, because right, all right, I'm pregnant, okay, and then your partner goes, I don't know if we're ready for it. It almost kind of like taints your point of view, because once they're not thrilled or excited about it, I think it like even if the woman, let me speak for all women here, Frank, because I'm really good at it. Even if the woman is like
the whole thing.
Sit down, ladies. Let me explain this to you. Boy. Even if the woman is like, I don't know if this is from, like, even let's say the woman's on the fence or even leaning towards maybe not, the man going, I think puts a damper on the possibility of, well, maybe I will keep it. Does that make, you know what I'm saying? Trying to say, like, even if she's like, I don't know if I really want this, that's a far cry from, I think we should have an abortion. So if she's like, I don't know, what do you think? And then he's like, oh, we got careers and shit, we're too young. It's kind of unfairly being like, this is kind of what I want you to do, you know?
Who's being unfair?
I think it's an unfortunate situation. It's an unfair situation, because once the man gives an opinion, right, it taints the woman's opinion. Because, like, again, let's say she's like, oh, I don't know, I'm kind of on the fence. That means to me, maybe yes and maybe no. Like, maybe we'll keep it and maybe we won't. Once he goes, we have careers here, it kind of, you know, it's like you always want to like please your partner, right? So it kind of brings that air into it of like, oh, I don't want, you know, I can't force him. Or I don't want to, you know, I don't want to ruin his career. Like, it puts a lot of undue pressure on her in that situation. So it's kind of hard to see if you ever really, I would wonder what would have happened if he would have said, well, I'll do whatever you want, or, you know, I'll support your choice, whatever it is, we'll make it work. I wonder if her answer would have been different.
Yeah, you never know. No,
we'll never know.
Unless it's in the book.
Unless it's in the book, yeah. Morphin Page, we will learn more soon, but she grew up around young moms. Her sister Jamie was allowed to become a teen mom and had to leave the Zoe 101 show she started. The mom and dad supported Zoe. Well, she already had that Britney money at that point, though, right?
Oh, yeah, she was top of her game. You know, she was the number one, probably one of the biggest stars in the world at that point.
Yeah. So, all right, anyway.
Will Smith.
We'll know more when the book comes out. We'll know more about how she feels about the whole thing.
We'll get the lowdown from Coco.
Will Smith. Yeah. Kids feel bad for him, right? Page 6, sources, and also, by the way, Entertainment Tonight had the story as well. They're saying that he's been going through a lot lately, and none of this is helping. All the headlines recently about the couple's secret separation. The kids are okay. Here's the quote that got me. The kids are wishing that their family's private matters will remain private. Kind of hard to do when your mother is the one putting it out there for everybody.
Yeah, interviews, books. I mean, there's no keeping it behind closed doors and keeping it private when everybody now knows. It's like the number one thing everybody's talking about.
Yeah. And it's only number one because
that Jada has been rung.
Wrote a book and went and did all these interviews.
Yeah, if none of that happened, we would have no idea at this point. We would have still been in the dark with everything. But Jada came out of nowhere and said, "Here's a book, and I'm doing a tour, and I'm on TV, and here's everything you'll need to know." I mean, talk to your parents about that. I mean,
parents, talk to your parent. Fucking idiot. I wish it was more. I wish my family had more pride. Well, tell your mom to shut the fuck up then.
Yeah.
She's the only one talking.
She's the only one talking.
Jesus. I mean, she is really, I hate her more as the days go by, Frank, I was in the shower and
Nobody needs to hear this.
I'm washing my arms and I'm just daydreaming. I'm like, my brain is just going off going, how could she do this to him? Like, it's consuming my thoughts.
You should write that to Will Smith. I was in the shower thinking about you and Jada.
I might get a message back.
You might get a message back. You never know.
I know I'm not your cup of tea or most women's, but this actually, to a lot of men, is quite appealing.
You never know.
Yeah.
You could be right up Will Smith's alley. Who knows?
If I'm a 5 in the women community, I'm like an 8.5 in the gay community.
That's if you're a 5 in the women community.
I might have inflated that number a little bit to help my own ego. But I just can't stop thinking about it. Okay, so here's the other part of it for me personally. I'm on TikTok last night, and I rarely ever if you follow the show's social media channels, TikTok and Facebook and Instagram, it's all show clips. It's all show related. It's mostly all of us, or a clip from the show. But last night I'm on TikTok and a TikTok from Will Smith comes up.
Right.
And it fucking drove me so crazy that I did like one of those, I forget what you call it. Split or something. I don't know. When you respond, stitch. When you respond to, you could watch a TikTok and then you could make a TikTok responding to it.
Oh, it like splits the screen or something, and you could.
Yeah, sometimes it splits the screen, but sometimes it shows you 5 seconds, and then you come on.
Isn't that that's not a duet, right?
A duet is the split screen. A stitch is when you just come on after 5 seconds.
Got it.
So I got so enraged, and by the way, I had been sitting there scrolling TikTok, and I'm not even paying attention to the TikToks because I'm thinking about what a piece of shit Jada Smith is. So it comes up.
You're taking this way too personally.
It's angering me. It comes up, his TikTok, and I watch it, and I just get enraged. So I did like a response to it. So if you want to see that, go to our TikTok. It's linked on anthonyonair.com. I forget what it is. It's Anthony Radio.
Should we describe Will Smith's response or just let people watch it?
So I watched the video and I respond. But then as I watch the video, I go back because I'm like, what else did he say? And there's 2 videos. So there's 2 videos that have come out since she dropped the bombshell. The first video, which wasn't the one I responded to, but it's important to say this, is him lying down and phones ringing and like fax machines going off. And basically, and he's just lying down like this, like taking a nap. And basically the message is, I'm blocking out all the noise.
Got it.
Right? That's the sentiment on the first video. Okay. Then the second video comes up and he says, there's a title on the screen. I got to go back and look at it now. There's a title on the screen that's like official statement. So it's Will Smith. He's sitting in a chair. You see official statement. He goes, let me tell you something. And then as he's about to say whatever he's going to say, he sneezes and he does this. There's a new video effect because of AI, right? Because we can just make up anything now in the AI world.
Right.
So a lot of really cool video creators are doing this thing where you do this like just super zoom out.
Right.
So it looks like you're looking at him in a room, but then it zooms out so fast and he's like in this weird like planet and then galaxy. It happens in 3 seconds and it's just
it zooms out like out of the house, out of the neighborhood, it just keeps going.
Yeah, out of the country, planet,
right.
Solar system, right? So it's kind of like that. It happens really fast. And he's about to say whatever he's going to say, and then he goes to sneeze, and then the video transitions out. And I'm not going to lie, it's a cool video. But it's just like you're playing with us. You're having fun with all of this shit that's going on, acting like you're above the noise and you're maintaining and it's not bothering you so much so that you can make a goof video and have fun with it. But
is the message like none of this shit matters? Is that his message?
No, so it appears like he's going to make a statement on everything, and then he sneezes and it zooms out. So what does that tell you? Because to me, it tells me that he's fucking around. He's trying to like make light,
trying to lighten the mood, lighten the whole thing, and
because I guess everybody's wondering what he's saying or what he's feeling or what he's going through. And the first video is I'm tuning you all out, and then a day later he's making a video antagonizing us. Which one is it, Jada? Which one is it?
Jada, Will,
are you the quiet one who doesn't say anything, or the open book who says everything?
Yes. Well, he's the quiet. He's the
yes.
He's. I think he's saying no comment. That's his way of saying no. That's his comment on saying no comment.
How fucking dare you?
I don't know. I'm not saying it's right or wrong. I'm just saying that's what it is.
You know, you can't. How dare you? Can't say no comment now. Like you have to say something.
What would he say?
Help! Somebody come get me.
Oh, is there a hidden signal in this thing? Maybe if you zoom out and you slow it down, maybe there's a little help sign that pops up.
Maybe. I did watch it a couple times to see if he winked at us, like a little.
Yeah.
What do they call that when you Morse code? A little Morse code wink. I did look at that.
Well, were his hands tied behind his back? What
He just. It's a funny Office reference from Robin.
Nice.
It just rubbed me the wrong way. You just can't. Again, it was like in the interview where Hoda goes, "You seem very guarded and you don't say anything." And she's like, "Yes." And then she's like, "At the same time, you talk a lot and say everything." She's like, "Yes." It's just like you cannot have it both ways. These two have a weird relationship and a weird attention thing.
Well, here's the thing. Will didn't come out and start saying, "Oh, no, I'm not defending anybody here. All I'm saying is that Will didn't come out with a book and start saying stuff about his marriage or no marriage or whatever it is." So to ask him about it, he's like, I didn't bring it up. I'm not talking about it because I didn't bring it up.
I don't know. It's fucking driving me crazy. Oh, and then so the other thing, we didn't really talk about this, but she goes back on the Today Show because this started with clips from an interview that was then aired. It was clips from an interview that was played on the Today Show. Then the interview in its entirety was played on Friday night. And then she went back on the Today Show. And then she goes, "Well, we're back together." And Hoda like looks at her like, "What?" And she was like, "Well, you didn't let me finish talking, Hoda." So it's like, oh, now it's Hoda's fault that you fucking,
didn't let me finish talking. You go, whoa. We were also back together. How long is it? That's like in a movie when someone comes rushing into a room and is going to ruin everything. And the person who understands what's going on could say, "No, wait a second. This is the problem." Doesn't, and just lets the person go, "All right, say what you're going to say."
Yep.
Do you know what I'm saying? And you could get the message out without being a jerk. I don't understand. It's
absolutely like it. The whole thing feels like a con, which is not. Listen, they're a television show. I don't blame Hoda or whoever if they come in and be like, "Listen, let's tell 75% of the story on Thursday. We'll fucking get everybody talking."
It's in the book. You got to read the book.
Right. All that kind of shit. But for her to be like, "Yeah, we're just, and so there's a super cut out there now of Jada because she did the interview with Hoda. She did something with People Magazine. She did a talk somewhere. So somebody cut together. She tells the story of the slap. And in there, she says that she was surprised that she even got invited to the Oscars because they weren't together at the time. And then they go together, and then he says wife, and she's surprised again. She's stunned again. But then she sees the reaction that Will is getting, how everybody's turning on Will. And then she goes, "Well, now we're together. Now I have to stand by your side." And I'm just listening to that, and I go, "You're just a piece of shit." Like, this
stand
is
by your side. But recently, a few days ago, she said we're separated, right?
Right.
So what the fuck? Which is it?
Apparently they've been together this whole time. Stupid Hoda cut her off and wouldn't let her finish the story, even though she spoke for an hour. She failed to mention in the hour interview. By the way, we've.
Oh yeah. By the way, we're still together. It's like
we're still together. We mended it. We're back together. But she considers herself now his wife again because of the backlash that he's received for the slap. She is a thug. she's an absolute thug because the second there's a fight, now she's emotionally invested. Right? She didn't give a shit about him before that.
Opportunist.
She's fucking her son's friend.
Yeah, she's an opportunist. She's trying, once they're back in the, she's taking advantage of the spotlight a little bit. There's there's negativity in there, but doesn't matter if the book's going to sell.
You think about it.
To her, I guess.
She said the love of her life was Tupac, and I think she misses that, like, dangerous thug, because Tupac was a thug. Like, I mean, he was a brilliant rapper, but he was like, I mean, I think he had a thug tattoo on his neck or chest or something. Like, he was proud of, being a bit of a thug. And I think she just misses that for some reason. Because for her to be like, oh, he slapped the shit out of somebody, now we're emotionally now, because so the supercut is her going, I went in there, not his wife, and I left being his wife. And she said that she's repeated this like 7 times. It's showed in this supercut that's on YouTube.
Yeah, no, it's definitely. So you think him, quote unquote, standing up for her, kind of,
I don't know.
Kind of made her, like, brought her attention back
a little bit. Yeah. Oh, I think she got a little turned on by the whole thing. Yes.
I got you.
And I also think she got turned on by the control. That it's like she rolled her eyes and he went up there and destroyed his career for her in that moment. I think she loves that. It's
a mess. It's just a big mess.
Yeah,
that's the only way to describe this.
And then she goes, we're in a very therapeutic space right now. Like, they don't live in the real world,
Of course not.
She talked about, he did Emancipation, which is, he plays a slave, the movie that like tanked right after the Oscars because of the slap. And she said that he called her and wanted to spend time with her because he was all fucked up from the movie, which, that's understandable. You could totally get that.
Sure.
You get all into a character who is tough role and all that shit. But I don't think that she, like, that doesn't appeal to her as much as the slap and the, oh, now we could fucking fight together and be that whole kind of thing. But she said they were in a therapeutic space then and a therapeutic space now, where they're trying to, like, learn about each other and all. And she even said, you know what she said? She goes, I am trying to learn and understand that he can't be the perfect man for me and who I want him to be all the time. Like, no shit. Who the fuck do you think you are? Like, that's every marriage ever. Every marriage ever, you got to go, oh, that person over there is just a fucking person just like me. And if they're letting me down, I like think, if you're in a marriage and you're like, oh, my partner's letting me down, go look in a fucking mirror and see what you're doing. You know what I'm saying? Because then you could judge. Because you can't sit there with 6 flaws of your own and be like, you have 7 flaws that are really driving me crazy. Like, it don't fucking work like that.
Well, tell that to Jada.
So you can't be like, oh, he's not the perfect. First of all, he's Will fucking Smith. How much more shit? The guy's handsome. He's talented. He's rich as fuck. Like, what the fuck else do you want? Somebody who's a thug.
I don't know what to tell you. I don't know what she wants. She wants control. It seems she wants to control him. She's getting it.
It's great. So what is he getting out of this? I have a theory.
Oh, here we go. Well, let me get my popcorn.
I believe. You haven't opened that yet? I would have finished that by now. Can't believe that lasted 2 days in your house.
We have 2 bags of it.
I have a theory that this relationship between Will Smith and Jada Pinkett Smith goes far beyond homosexuality. Like, this cannot be he's gay and he doesn't want anybody to know and she's the only one who knows. Not with this level of bullshit. It just cannot be. I believe he, on purpose or by accident, killed another human being. Okay. She is the only one who knows, and that is why he is just on a leash for her. Just whatever you say, Jada, I'll make a video saying I'm closing everybody out and it's all a joke and to me and I'll play along because I want you to be here. I think that motherfucker killed somebody for real. She knows, and he'll do whatever it takes to fucking keep from going to jail.
Good Lord. If 10, 15 years from now that comes out and that's what it is, you're going to look like a genius. But
October 18th, 2023. Timestamp this.
You heard it here first.
Thank you.
Allegedly.
Listen, look at Jessica. Oh my God. That has to be it. Thank you.
Hey, I don't know what to tell you.
Listen, people
kill people.
People kill people. People kill people. It happens. Sometimes the car's not in park. You know what I'm saying? Like, shit happens. I'm not saying he was like, we're going to go kill John over there. I'm just saying, whatever it was,
I hear you. Well, listen, he slapped someone a little too hard. Guy couldn't recover. That's it.
Thank you for leading into my next point. We saw the rage.
There's rage there. There's definite rage.
We saw the rage. He was willing to get up on national television in front of a room of celebrities and cameras and reporters and slap somebody. You're telling me somebody who did that couldn't also kill a person?
I'm not saying it's impossible.
He's been trained to use weapons in every one of his movies. He's a weapon guy. He's shooting stuff. Lasers even.
Lasers even. What is that? Maybe he lasered someone.
He might have. That man.
He took murdered aliens.
He did take on aliens. Yes.
First he welcomed them to Earth, and then he punched them.
Yes. Paige. He welcomed them, and then he punched them. It's a great movie. I like this theory as there is nothing else logical. Thank you. Give me a better theory than he killed somebody and she's the only one who knows. Give me a better theory. Because this is, again, it's far too much. Covering up gay, it's not, I can't accept that. It's just not enough. Nobody gives a shit. But if Will Smith killed somebody, that would be like, oh my God.
The question is, who? Who's around? Who was around? When did this happen?
All right, I'm going to say something. You're going to think I'm crazy.
Oh, boy.
Jeffrey Epstein. I think he was the guy who got into Jeffrey Epstein.
You think nobody saw Will Smith walk through a prison?
Hey, nobody saw Britney go into the fucking abortion clinic.
That's true.
My theory kind of,
I guess.
No, listen, I don't know. Maybe it was somebody, I don't know. Maybe it was somebody kind of like, we have to go and look and see who has gone missing in the last couple of years from California or
track all his whereabouts. It's a tough job.
Hey, they did it there's a theory out there, and Tom Segura is mainly pushing this, because everywhere Garth Brooks goes on tour, somebody dies and goes missing.
What?
There's a theory that Garth Brooks is a serial killer, that he goes to town for a tour, kills somebody, and then goes and does a show that night.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Well, isn't he? He does have two personalities, right? He's got that.
That we know of.
I forget what he calls himself.
It's his real name, because Garth Brooks isn't his real name. His real name's like Larry
something.
Jeb or something. I don't know.
No, but he came out with a couple albums or something as his alter ego. Remember?
Yeah, but I think that's his. I think his alter ego is his real name.
Yeah, right.
I think. I'm sure there's a Garth Brooks fan in the live chat that can help us with this.
Was it like Clint something?
Oh,
Black?
I think it is Clint.
Clint Black. Does that sound right?
That's either it or it's just another country artist that we're confusing.
Toby Keith. That's what it is.
Yeah, because they all look the same.
Keith Urban.
That's not necessarily racist. It's kind of true. All those country, Keith Urban, Garth Brooks, Toby Keith. First of all, they're using the same goddamn name over and over again. How are we all supposed to keep track?
Toby Urban, Keith Brooks. It's all the same shit.
They're all white guys wearing fucking cowboy hats and boots, and they pitch their voice down here for some reason. Like it's
each album has at least 5 songs about whiskey.
Yeah.
Clint Black is a different singer.
Yeah, there you go. Thanks, Christy.
I thought it was Chris something. Chris Gaines.
Chris Gaines. That might be it.
There it is. Oh, Laura, just under the wire. But I got it before anybody told me.
Well done,
Chris Gaines.
Yeah. So there's a thing out there that he's going around killing people on tour.
Jeez.
I mean, listen, he tours really big cities. People die in big cities all the time. So it's, might not be him, but.
It's a weird theory, but hey.
Tom Segura seems to think so. What are you going
to do? When has he been wrong? I don't know.
Yeah.
All right. Donald Trump. What's going on with Donald
all right,
Trump?
But I will move on. But I think that's my theory. You heard it here.
It's a theory. It's a hell of a theory.
October 18th. I think Will Smith killed somebody years ago, and Jada. That's the only thing
that makes any kind of sense.
Yeah, it makes a lot of sense. It makes a lot of sense.
All right.
Donald Trump continuing in his trial. This is weird. It's a weird thing about this guy. This made me genuinely laugh. He goes to the trial today, and oddly, some staffer at the court charged him and got arrested.
Charged him, ran towards him?
Yeah, started moving. Yeah,
or charged him with a credit card.
No, started
you owe me
moving.
$10.
A woman started a square in her phone.
Yeah.
Started moving towards her, and she got arrested.
A staffer at the courthouse, not one of his people, obviously.
No,
wouldn't arrest one of his people.
A court employee. Yeah.
What was she doing? She just walked towards him?
Yeah, I guess. Yeah, she was just running towards him, and then people were like, "Well, what are you doing?" He's still a former president of the United States.
Yeah, he still has Secret Service all over.
Yeah,
all around him. He still has that protection.
Can't just walk up to that guy, no matter if you want to hug him or kill him. You just can't do it.
You cannot go anywhere near them without someone approving you going up to him.
Right. The thing or him giving you the wave over. The thing that got me though is he still doesn't have to be there. He doesn't have to be there. And he shows up today to do his post-show press conference.
It's a free publicity. He gets in front of the cameras.
And he goes, "This is election interference. They're keeping me here so I can't be on the campaign trail." It's like, nobody asked you to be here, guy.
Yeah, there's so many things wrong with he comes out and he talks it like that. And he says all this bullshit, and there's so many things wrong with everything he said. That's number one, that they're stopping me from doing this. First of all, this is all a free campaign rally by itself. If you want, you have the microphone and the camera's on you. You could say whatever you want, and I'm sure your supporters are listening. Number two, he has said many times that they're stopping me. They're taking away my First Amendment right, and they can't because of the gag order and everything. Well, no, you have a gag order because that would be interference if you try to, affect the outcome of the case, number one. And number two, if you attack verbally anybody involved with the case, you can't intimidate witnesses or the judge, and you can't encourage people to go against these, there's a gag order. You could say whatever you want, but you can't incite any kind of harm against anybody or say something stupid that would influence that you're in the middle of a trial.
Yeah. Well, the judge
and also you're under arrest. This is not, you're not a free person at the moment. To be completely honest.
The judge warned him because one of the accountants or somebody, not accountant, appraiser. I'm just the appraiser. Sorry, I'm watching Sopranos again when they keep roughing up the appraiser. Poor bastard.
There's a lot of poor bastard moments in that show.
Yeah, there really is. But Vic the appraiser, they call
him. we saw that Aaron and I, we started there's Aaron listens to these theories about the Sopranos and stuff like that, and rewatches some of this stuff. And I'll tell you, the Pine Barrens episode is fucking brilliant.
Oh, the best.
But one of the best lines we saw today was when Tony is talking to Paulie over the phone, and he could barely hear him or whatever, and Tony goes, the guy worked for the interior something or other.
Interior Ministry.
Interior Ministry. He's killed how many Chechen? And Paulie turns to Chris and goes, "You're not going to fucking believe this. He killed 16 Czechs, and he's an interior decorator." And Chris goes, "His house looked like shit." I couldn't stop laughing before. That was such a great line. That was the best. That was the best episode of that entire series. It's still great.
When he says his house looked like shit, funniest line in that whole entire.
The whole series. His house looked like shit.
They're all confused.
He was an interior decorator.
Somebody said that The Sopranos is really a comedy, and the more you watch it, the more you laugh at it. And that, because Dee and I are on like the 20th watch. We're actually going through it right now. And it's true. We laugh at the whole, like, there are so many really, really funny moments.
Another really funny moment I saw today when they're at, I forget whose funeral. They're outside. I think maybe, I forget whose funeral. Maybe that kid's funeral that they killed.
Oh, spoiler alert.
Well, whatever.
Jackie?
Jackie Jr. So Tony's standing there and he looks over. Junior and Bobby are getting out of the car. And then the cops pull and they run. And Tony's just standing there just looking at him. He's just watching it with this confused look on his face. It's just so stupid. Oh, that was so funny. And it's like they're like Laurel and Hardy trying to get back into the car.
And Junior pulls away without him, and Fat Buck is chasing the car.
Tony's just standing there staring. Nobody else sees this. Nobody else sees this happening, but Tony's just looking over. It's so funny.
But Dominic Chianese, the look he gives, that like when he sees the cops.
Yeah. And then he just runs back to the car. Ah, that was so funny.
You know who's great? Carmine Lupertazzi in that.
Yeah.
You don't really notice, but if you pay attention to it, he uses every word he uses is wrong.
Mm-hmm.
Like he's just misquoting everything. Like I can't think of it now, but every word he says is just like, that's not what that word means. I know you think it sounds like what the word you're trying to get is,
yeah.
Get out of saying, but yeah, that fucking Gigi died taking a shit like that. I still yell at in my daily life.
That's
and
nice.
Then when Tony goes to bring his mom, he visits his mom at Green Grove one time and he brings her macaroons or something.
Uh-huh.
And he's like, oh, bring it downstairs for my coffee. And then they go to like walk downstairs and she's just like walking away. Like they're having a pleasant conversation for once. She starts to walk away and she just turns and she goes, bring the cookies. So every time my wife and anytime if it's like forget cookies, if it's like a bag or we're leaving the house, we just snap at each other and scream,
bring it back. Oh, that's good.
Oh, shit.
I didn't realize till recently that was the mom was in Naked Gun. She's
really?
Like police commissioner or someone above
I'll have to watch
Leslie Nielsen.
I'll have to watch that.
That's the only other thing I know her from.
I forget what the other thing was. Trump is. Who gives a shit? Doesn't matter. And then the Capitol today, one of the fucking people organized a protest in the Capitol. They were in there for like 3 seconds, and then everybody on the right wing is like, look at how fucking terrible this is. Like, this is a real, like, insurrection. It's like.
Sounds like Trump supporters in disguise to me.
These people.
Idiots.
Oh, they said that they were Jewish for Palestine, which I don't know if that's true or not, or if they're just trying to be like, look, the Jewish people really are for Palestine. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
I don't really know what happened there, but one of the senators or House Representatives or something, they say helped organize it. So that was part of it too. But I saw that one of the right-wing guys on Twitter really made me laugh. He puts us side by side. So anyway, what happened was they all go in at the same time. They went through metal detectors, right? They all went in peacefully, like at random times, and then met in the middle and started chanting. So it was organized, but it didn't appear to be at first, right?
I got you.
So this guy puts a picture of them in the middle in the rotunda area. I think it was the rotunda. If not, it was another area that looked like the rotunda. Puts a picture of them all standing there chanting on one side, and then he puts a picture of an old lady at the Capitol on January 6th, and he's like, what's more deadly?
Come on. I can't. It's that they're not even trying anymore.
You gotta be kidding me.
That is just ridiculous. That's
How did you find the one old lady?
Oh, I could picture the meeting before the show. No, get me the meekest, calmest person in the whole thousands of people that stormed the Capitol.
Yeah.
Get me the one woman who was hundreds of yards away who didn't do anything. Get me that picture, and we'll see. We'll put that side by side.
Oh,
Idiots.
it
like
was
we
right.
all weren't watching, and we all forgot what happened.
Yeah, right wing.
Idiots.
And by the way, so then they they let them do it for a little while, and then they started getting really loud and disruptive. So then they started arresting people, and then the whole thing broke up. It was like, okay, that is an understandable protest, you know.
Yeah. And they didn't try to overthrow the government. They didn't violently attack anybody, and they weren't trying to change an election and overthrow the democracy, and they weren't violent and all. Yeah, so stop with the comparisons.
Aaron C is here. Before we get into blind top 5, do we want to talk about since we were talking about Sopranos, do we want to talk about the Soprano theory, or should I just watch the video on my... Aaron sent me a video on a theory on the Sopranos, which I fucking love.
It's a really good theory. It helps with the visuals a little bit.
Yeah, I think watch the video better.
Should I just watch it on my own and then?
Yeah, we can do this for another night because it's 2. But I just want to tell one more story, and that is I have this plate that I absolutely love, and it's huge and it's old, like it was my grandma's, and I loved it. It had a gorgeous design on it, and I broke it, and I was in tears. And of course, my husband goes, "Well, you never had the makings of a varsity athlete."
This is before I knew how important the plate was.
That's a great line. Did that make you laugh? Did that make you feel a little better?
Yes.
The plate never had the makings of a varsity.
No, I didn't. I didn't. I dropped it.
Because she dropped it.
Oh, that's great. Oh, I feel bad about the plate, but that's fucking funny.
No, you definitely put private spin on it.
Oh, that's such a good line.
I want a pillow that says that or something. It's a great. I've never had the makings of it. It just drives Tony so fucking nuts.
Or how about when he comes back after being shot, and the first time he goes back into Melfi's office, and he goes, "All right, right off the bat, any chance for a mercy fuck?" Or I was just watching this. They were talking about, spoiler alert, everybody, when they find out that Vito's gay, and he goes, and Melfi goes, "Well, there must have been, you must know people that have been in jail, for long periods of time." And he's like, "Well, you get a pass for that." And she goes, "Oh, how nice." And he goes, "What do you want? There's no women there." Right. And so they go on talking, and then like 2.5 minutes later, so he just goes, "And by the way, my incarceration was not that long." He just brings it up.
It is a comedy. That's freaking like, they should cut out. There should be a supercut of all the funniest shit. There must be, right? Of all the joke stuff in there. Like, there's a lot of crazy stuff that happens in that show as well. Dark stuff.
Yeah.
There should be a cut of all the funniest shit.
There is a lot of comedic moments and comedic timing in there. There really, really is. There really is. All right, blind top 5. Well, we don't have J-Sabs. Are we doing 2 games or 1?
We'll do
one for each of you.
Okay. Right. Now, listen. We have been doing this. I think we need to say what we're going to put it in right away.
I don't know, because it kills the whole list. Then if you get it wrong, if you get the first one wrong, it's like, all right, what am I playing?
Yeah, because all right.
But it kind of does that anyway. I feel like there's no. I was going back and I was watching it, and there's no. I don't know. I feel like we're not playing along in the moment.
You're the boss.
What'd you say, Aaron?
You're the boss?
No. I don't know, because I feel like we tried it both ways. All right, let's do it where we don't say it one more time and see.
How about we do like yours where we don't say it, and mine where we do, or something?
Okay, because I feel like we're finding out. I mean, I see what you're saying. I just feel like it stinks for the highlights.
Oh, well, if we want to do it for the highlights,
Yeah, I don't know. I still don't know what to think of it. All right, Erin, you're on. You're the boss. You're the host.
Okay. You're gonna go first, Anthony.
Okay.
And this is 5. All right, now it's a little bit different tonight. If we don't like it, we can go back to the old way. But I had a little fun with it. And again, if it's poorly received, but I know you, we can go back. But I know you guys trust me, so just trust me, okay?
I'm trusting you.
Okay, so this is for Anthony. This is 1 week. Everything that I'm going to give you is 1 week where you get to do these things, and you try to pick the best one or the order that you would like them, okay?
Okay, top 5 things that I would like to do within 1 week.
You have 1 week to do all of these things, and you have to put in order which you think is like the best, like
what your priority.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay, I can't ask you any follow-up questions, right?
I don't think so. But let's go ahead with number 1.
Wait, I'm sorry. It's. I'm sorry. I'm confused. It's the thing you want to do the most, or like the best thing out of these 5.
The best thing that basically you'll get it better after I do the first one.
Okay.
All right. So for 1 whole week, you can eat anything. You don't gain a pound. You don't get sick. You don't get super full. You don't get cholesterol. You don't get any of the bad stuff. You can just eat anything that you want for 1 week, and with no repercussions.
Got it.
You see how this works?
Got it.
Okay. Yeah, I got you.
Am I saying or am I waiting?
Don't know.
What I don't know, because then
let's wait. I'll wait.
Okay, yeah, because then if you say it and let's say we're all wrong, then it's like, all right, then why am I playing the rest of it?
We are 1 clue in, and Erin is already getting praise for the game.
It's a good I like this topic. It's
yeah.
a good one.
Okay, go ahead, Erin.
Okay, number 2. Have dinner with any living person of your choice for each night of the week. You can pick a different person. They just have to be alive. Political figure, celebrity, Frank.
Different person every night?
Yep.
Ooh.
That's good. That's
Wait,
good.
do I gain calories on that one too? Or is it...
Yes.
Okay.
Because it's not the... Yes.
Have dinner with anybody.
Just can't be dead.
Okay.
And it's only 7 people. You got to pick, unless you want one person over and over and over again. Dave Matthews. Cool.
The night 3, Dave is like, don't you like anybody else? Then can't find anybody else. That's a good one. Separately, coincidentally, we could also make that its own list. Okay, go ahead, Erin.
Yeah.
Okay. Number 3, do any drug, drinking, no laws, all highs, no lows. You can try every drug. You can drink as much as you want. No repercussions, legal or physical. As far as bads, you still feel the effects.
Damn, this is good. And I want no addiction, because that would be a repercussion.
Nope.
Yeah, nope. No negatives.
No negatives, just positives.
Wow.
Don't do drugs, kids. Do not do drugs. And
don't do drugs, everybody.
And
wow.
Don't have sex till you're 30. I heard you guys earlier.
Okay. Okay.
Okay, number 4, for any for 1 week, get any item $50 or under for free, no gift cards and no repeats. You can't buy the same thing twice. $50 and under for 1 week. You can have anything you want. No gift cards, no repeats.
Okay.
Okay, and the last one is relive any week of your life as long as it's consecutive. And you can't change, just get to see everything happen again. Just get to do it again.
Wait, clarify that. Meaning it has to be the whole complete week.
Just pick an event in your life. You get to live pretty much around that event for 1 week, as long as it's consecutive, and you can't change anything. You just get to do everything over again.
Okay. Well,
wow.
This is such a great game. I love it.
All right. I think I have my list done here. Can I don't know. How do we do this? You say your answers and then we compare, right?
I don't know. Which one you want to go first? Oh, you go first.
All right. I think here's what I think your list would look like.
Okay.
I think and this is the way I put it down for you, is number 5 is the $50 item.
Okay.
Every day. Number 4 is the drugs with no negative consequences.
Okay.
3 is relive a week that of your choice. 2 is eat anything and don't get no negative effects.
Mm-hmm.
And number 1 is dinner with anyone. That's my list.
I got so excited because you got the first 2.
I
was like, holy cow, he's going to run the table.
I noticed that arm cross. I was like, Frank got the first 2.
Yeah, I had an arm cross because I wanted everybody to see that it was legit and I wasn't just faking writing it.
See if I can.
You lost the order there. The dinner with anybody was number 3. Relive a week number 2, and eat anything number 1.
Okay.
Was eat anything the first thing you said, Aaron? I can't remember.
It was.
It
okay.
was, and I put it in as number 2.
Yeah. So eat anything number 1 without a doubt. Like that's my dream come true, to eat anything. Again, I feel like I repeat this all the time, but there's a movie, an Albert Brooks movie called Defending Your Life, where you go into like this purgatory to get judged if you go to heaven or not. And the whole premise is you could just go to all these restaurants, eat whatever you want. You don't gain a pound. That's heaven to me. That's amazing.
Good.
What was the second one you said, Aaron?
Second one.
With anybody you want, I think.
Have dinner with anybody you want. Okay. I was going to put that at number 2 because I really love talking to people. That's a hobby of mine. So did you have that at 2? No, you had that at 1. Yeah. So you're dead on, Frank. You know me. I would love to do that. I was going to put it 2, but I was afraid I was going to get errand. So I was like, I better hold this 2 since I gave away number 1 so fast. I was like, I better hold number 2 just in case I got walloped with a gem in the end.
I'm holding number 2 right now.
So that's why I put have dinner with anybody at number 3. But I was super happy with how it came out. Drugs, I would have put at number 2 if it wasn't for the fact that I was worried my kids might see this one day. So I put it at number 4 to feel like I was morally superior to other people.
Good job.
The free $50 item one, that was a great one because that doesn't really have an appeal to me. So that goes to number 5.
Yeah,
and reliving a week, I was happy with having it number 2 because that's fucking fun. You know,
pick any week.
I would pick the week before I met my wife, and I would do something else.
No, so you can't. You have to relive it exactly the way it was.
I'm kidding. I just said that because she walked in the room just 2 seconds ago. No, I would probably, no bullshit. I would probably pick. This is going to be made fun of for this forever. There's a couple of really good Christmases. And I would probably just pick one of those, when you were a kid. You know what happened to me today? I had such a moment today. My wife took the kids to go get their Halloween costumes because there's a Halloween party this weekend. And so my son wants to be Optimus Prime. And so we went. So like when you order it on Amazon, which we do almost everything on Amazon now, but for whatever reason, ordering it on Amazon would have got it here just before Halloween and not when we need it for this weekend. So he was getting like nervous about it. So they went to the store and he found it and he held it up and she took a picture of him and the fucking pure joy on his face. It was just like, I had that moment of like, adults can't get that happy. Like as happy as we could be, I just don't think you can surpass the simplicities and the happiness that you've experienced as a child. Like he was elated.
When Aaron and I met Darius Rucker, we were both grinning ear to ear.
That was a big night.
It was pretty. We were both pretty damn happy. That was awesome.
That was a good night. Again, I'm not saying adults aren't happy. We're happy, but I just don't know if you can surpass those moments of happiness as a child. Those moments of like, let's go get an ice cream, like a random like. It's Tuesday. You know what I'm saying? Not like you did something good, or it's the end of the school year. Just like those random moments where one of your parents is like, "Let's go get an ice cream."
Yeah,
or
because the kids don't have the, the response, the stuff that we have to think about. All that.
Yeah, everything is great. Or those Christmas mornings where you're just like, you run down there, or you go into the living room and it's like a fucking floor. There's a tree just filled with presents underneath. And you're like, it's like, what's better
magical.
than that?
It is magical. That's a good week.
My wife said world peace. I mean, I guess that's okay, but I'd like to relive some Christmases. So yeah, reliving a week. That's
world peace. You can't relive world peace. It didn't happen.
Yeah, that's true. All right, Aaron, another one knocked out of the park.
Well done.
That. Now you got one for your husband.
Okay, Frank. Now this one, it's also a little different, but in a different way. Okay. So you have 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. These are things that you have to give up. Number 1 is your thing you like the most, so you only have to give it up for 2 months. Number 2, you have to give up for 4 months. Number 3, you have to give up for 6. Number 4, you have to give up for 8. And number 5, you have to give up for a whole year. Do you get what I'm saying?
Yeah. Could you go down that again? 1 is how long?
1 is 2 months you can't have it. 2 is 4 months you can't have it. 3 is 6 months you can't have it. 4 is 8 months you can't have it. And 5 is you can't have it for 1 year. So the thing that you like the most, you want to put at 1.
Got it.
All right?
Okay.
All right.
Oh, by the way, none of these things are people or your dog. Like, I'm not going to say, like, you can't see your mom or, you know what I mean?
Dog would have been a good one. That's a tough one.
No, I don't want to get into that.
I would have loved to have seen him struggle with that around number 3 or 4.
Damn, my number 1 spot's taken. All right, ready when you are.
All right, number 1 is Fortnite.
Okay.
All right, so these are things that Frank loves, basically.
Yep, but not people or dogs.
And number 5 is the thing that he would give up for the longest.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
He made a fucking noise when he answered Fortnite. I don't care for that. All right, go ahead.
Number 2 is animated shows.
No. Okay. All right, I got mine locked in.
Okay, ready.
Number 3 is Snapple.
Oh shit. Oh, I played this. I think I might have played this perfectly. I think we have a case where even if my list doesn't match Frank's, I think he's going to be like, I should have gone with yours, Aunt.
Okay.
Okay, number 4 is fast food, including pizza. Because sometimes we say that fast food isn't pizza. That pizza isn't fast food when we do lunch.
That's a good point. That's a good point. Do
you consider pizza fast food, Aaron?
It's weird. Like, is it Lent? Because if it's Lent, we say no, and for games, we say yes.
I don't know if it's. I think it can be, but if you get a pie ordered specifically, it's not fast food. But if you just walk in and grab a slice that's already ready and made, and you just grab something, that's fast food. That's my opinion with that. All right, so hold on 1 second. Fast food. Oof. Okay.
And number 5, you ready?
I'm ready.
Metallica.
Oh
wow,
this was fucked up. You put Metallica, cartoon shows.
I think I'm all right here. I'm happy. I think I'm happy with this list.
Metallica, cartoon shows, and Snapple on this list. It's
rough.
That's not easy.
I think everything landed where I wanted it to land.
Really? Okay.
I think so. Now, do you want to say your list, or you want me to say mine?
Yeah, I'll say mine first now, because now I don't feel so good because I put Metallica. Metallica went to number 5 for me.
Oof.
So Metallica was the thing you'd have to give up the longest.
Okay.
Then I have Fortnite.
Mm-hmm.
Then fast food in the middle. Animated shorts, the second shortest, and Snapple, the shortest.
Okay, out of all of that, you got 1 correct.
Shit, see?
1 right.
This is bullshit.
The one you got right was animated shows in at number 2.
Okay.
Okay,
Go ahead.
so how I did it was number 5, Fortnite. I could give that up. That's easy.
See, I won number 4. I should have been more, more confident.
It's a game I like to play, but I'm not like addicted to it, I don't think.
Okay.
Number.
What she said?
I could give it up, no problem. Number 4 was fast food. I can give up. I could do that. Pizza. It's rough, but I think I could do it. I put Snapple in at number 3 because there are alternatives. I could do other. I'm an iced tea guy. Snapple is my favorite, but I could do other iced teas.
Oh, fucking loophole. Shit.
Yeah.
See, I didn't think of that. When she said Snapple, I just assumed like
Snapple's definitely my favorite. But
if you could see me, my eyes are narrowed.
Because he outsmarted you?
Yes.
You're kicking yourself for not going generic iced teas, huh?
Well, people harder games, Frank.
I mean, I have my jug of Snapple right here.
Yeah, that's kind of unfair. I feel like I'm on Erin's side here. That was an iced tea.
I'll get you back on shopping day when I come back saying iced tea is iced tea. I heard it somewhere.
Buy him some organic bullshit, non-sweetened iced tea and see how he fucking feels about it.
I'm not saying any iced tea will do, but I do have others that I could go to.
All right.
So number 2, I have animated shows: Simpsons, Family Guy, King of the Hill. I like to watch those shows. Those are good shows. Rick and Morty, they're all good. And then number 1, I have in as Metallica. I don't know if I could do no Metallica for a year. So I did 2 months. I can go.
All right,
Here's my list.
I think I could go a little while without listening to Dave Matthews. I think you can go a while without listening to Metallica.
I could do 2 months, but I can't. I don't know if I could do a year. I mean, if I had to, I could, but I would prefer the others. Fortnite, I could give up. That's fine.
Paige has it right. Frank is just a tall teenage boy. That's true. This list is the same list as a fucking 13-year-old would have right now.
Well, what? Metallica, Snapple, fast food? That's nothing. That's people, adults enjoy those things. Fortnite's just a game on my phone.
Dude,
everybody plays games on their phones.
Nobody enjoys that stuff anymore.
Metallica, it's the most popular band in the world right now.
No, well, all right. Well, that's Taylor Swift. Is first of all, but second of all, okay,
band. I think.
Again with the technicalities.
Technicalities.
You know what's weird? Like I drink a soda and I need to sleep in late the next day. Like I don't know what it is, but my body just can't handle normal things. I think you're the only one at your advanced age. Happy birthday, by the way. That can handle the amount of Snapple that you drink.
I do drink a lot of Snapple.
Like you should be 600 pounds with the amount of sugar that you take in.
Right now, next to me, I have that jug of Snapple. I have this Cinnamon Toast Crunch popcorn, and I also have these rainbow cookies from the store that are just amazing. But yeah, I do a lot of sugar, and I know I shouldn't do as much. But I do. Erin is in the backstage, I believe. Why does that keep happening? Okay. I
don't know.
But yeah, Fortnite is just a game that I play. It's like any other game. It's just like jump in and it's fun and it's a time waster. But I can give that up. I could play other games, whatever. Fast food is tough. That's a tough one because I love pizza.
How much do you eat fast food in a week? You should be 900 pounds.
Thank you. No, not much fast food. Maybe once a week we would get like a pizza. We would get some pizza, maybe Chinese food, but not very often.
I have 2 errands now. I don't know what's happening. I think Erin's having some trouble. Erin, there you go. All right, I'm gonna get
that one was me. The last one was not me.
Okay.
Good list though, hon. Appreciate it. That was good.
It's a good list. I saw a there's a guy on TikTok now where he just makes like dishes. I think he works at what's the one who hates gays and makes great chicken? What was that? What's that one? Thank you. Chick-fil-A.
Chick-fil-A.
He just makes Chick-fil-A dishes, and today he got a spicy chicken sandwich, no pickles. He put macaroni and cheese on top. Then he put ranch dressing and one of the other dressings. And his tip was, you know what like a dressing cup looks like a McDonald's cup. It's like the little plastic on the bottom.
Yeah.
This was he goes, little tip for you. If you bite the bottom quarter of the plastic, you can just squeeze it out. I'm watching it going, also, if you just open it like a normal human being, you could also squeeze it out.
Pour it right out. What?
Why are you biting plastic? Savage.
Yeah, there's no need for that. Now you have a hole in the cup and it's going to be
everywhere. Yeah. So he puts ranch and he puts some other thing on it. I literally, my comment to him was, I would love to see what your dumps look like. Because if this is what you're doing every fucking day.
I wouldn't love to see that.
You can't have a gastrointestinal system. It's just like there's no way any human being could survive it. But it kind of reminds
chew it and then spit it right in the toilet.
I don't know. But he looked like he wasn't spitting anything out. Okay. But it kind of reminded me of you with the Snapple. Like you drink a shit ton of Snapple.
But it's made from the best stuff on earth.
That's true.
So that can't, and it's this is a weird I don't know about this phrasing. Tell me if you notice anything weird with, or it says it right on the front. Naturally flavored with other natural flavors. What the hell does that mean?
Hold that up. Is that really what it says?
That's really what it says right on the bottom here.
Naturally flavored with other natural
flavors. You could drop one of those naturals, I think. Just say flavored with other natural flavors.
All right. The FDA
You know what, though? Unless it's like naturally flavored meaning the flavors happen to the tea leaves in nature.
I think they're pushing to the limits their regulations because that's ridiculous.
It's naturally flavored with other natural flavors. I don't know what to tell you. Gluten-free as well.
Oh, well, thank goodness.
It's all natural. There aren't that many ingredients.
Wait, it's all natural with its natural flavors that are flavoring the natural flavors?
Yeah. All natural.
Okay. You know what this is? One guy at the Snapple company went over to the other guy and goes, let's make a bet on how many times we can put the word natural on the label and before somebody says anything.
It's a lot. It's on here a lot.
It's 4 by my count right now.
It's more than that. Okay, so it's 5. So it says all natural here.
Yeah.
Then it says that phrase again, naturally flavored with other natural flavors. On the front, it says that same phrase, naturally flavored with other natural flavors. There's 6, all natural.
Mm-hmm.
Then if you look in the ingredients, right here, it says the last ingredient is natural flavors.
It would be great if the last ingredient was just natural. If they just put natural.
Get a little natural in there. Then right here, it says shake it, then shake the bottle to settling is natural.
All right. This is a game.
7 or 8. I think we're up to 8 on this one thing. It's at least that's 8 times. Yep, 8 times total on this one bottle.
The FDA does nothing. I mean, if they're allowed to get away with this, what's the FDA? What are they doing, really?
I don't have to tell you, but it's yummy.
If the FDA is not making a phone call to Snapple Corporation right now, going, listen, we're on. This is the meow game from Super Troopers. It's just not right.
How many times can we get away with the word natural? One more, and it's over the line. If they did 9 naturalies, then it's a problem.
We're telling you right now, Snapple, if we find a 10th natural on this label, we're going to come down there and start inspecting things.
With all that said, it does say no artificial flavors or sweeteners. Right under where it says naturally flavored with other natural flavors.
Naturally flavored with other natural flavors is just such a crock of shit.
They said it twice on the same bottle.
Oh my God. That is the worst.
That is kind of weird.
But
they got me. I'm addicted. They got a hold of me.
I know. I think we have to say, okay, here's why I think we have to say the answers as we go too. I forget what order Aaron put them in. When we go back to say it, I struggled to remember, and that's part of the story.
Yeah, that's true. But Erin's there on the line to tell us whenever you want to know.
Yeah, I feel like she's repeating.
Is she still with us?
Yeah, she's still there.
Erin, you there?
Hey, guys.
Oh, hello. Well, you did a great job. Both of these lists were well thought out.
Yeah.
I tell you, Erin puts a lot of thought into these. And I'm sure she has one standing by for J Sabs, which I don't know where she was tonight.
Will Smith daughter.
Maybe.
Oh,
Robin in the comments. Sorry you lost your grandma's plate, Aaron.
Did that happen just tonight?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So is that why you said the varsity line that you didn't think I heard?
Thanks,
No,
Robin.
it didn't. No, it didn't happen.
No, we've just been saying that to each other like for the last 3 days, apropos of nothing, and we crack up every single time. But it really worked with the breaking of the plate. And thank you, Robin. It's a nice plate.
That stinks.
It does stink.
You can't get it anywhere else, or it's not the point. The point is it was your grandma's plate.
I made Frank turn it around, and I took down the name of the, like the maker, and I'm going to go to the website tomorrow. It's probably been closed for upwards of 50 years, but whatever.
Oh, it stinks.
Yeah.
But I don't want to end on a sad note. I want to end on a happy note and tell you guys thanks for having me again, and thanks for the support for changing up the game a little bit.
Oh, I loved it. I love the whole.
Great. It's your game. You make the rules. You tell us how to, when we do the list, it's your way of mapping it out. It's up to you.
Yeah. And the comments have been great on it. People are like, I love the top 5 thing.
Yeah. Great job.
So I think we got a winner here.
Have a great night, you two, and everyone in the comments. Good night.
Thanks, hon.
Thank you.
There goes Aaron, everybody.
Appreciate it.
My second most admired person, right underneath J Sabs.
You made that clear on the last episode.
Yeah, somebody goes, Aunt, where do you put your wife on that list? I was like, well, she does have sex with me, so it's a pretty hard thing to do.
That's not easy for anybody. That should be number 1.
It should be number 1.
That's a charity case right there.
Aaron only wrote a 500-page book. Janine's only raised $200,000. Sleeping with this is,
that's
not something
beyond duty.
It's not something everybody can do, Frank.
That's not easy. That's no easy task. Trophies, statues are not enough.
Tell me about it.
But great job. Great podcast. Everybody in the chat, thank you so much for tuning in. Is that the last topic? I think that was the last topic.
That was it. Yeah, you were good. Great job, everybody. Everybody on the floor, too.
Everybody on the floor. Great job all around. Got your head on a swivel.
That's what you have to do in a vicious cockfight.
Britt killed a guy. Will Smith killed a guy. I saw that. Stabbed a guy with a trident. Wasn't he in Anchorman? I think he was in the he was in the fights.
No, he was in he was in one of those fights. I can't remember if it was 1 or 2.
I don't remember.
Yeah, I don't remember, but he's in that scene. Yeah, that's right.
Yes.
No, that's so good. That is so good.
Good stuff. Everybody, thank you for joining us. Appreciate it.
I feel like I know Erin's not available on Friday, but maybe we can get her to pre-record one of these top 5, and we'll just play it, snippet at a time.
Is this show? I think this show is going to turn into an all blind top 5.
Yeah, I think so. I think
nobody cares about these other topics.
As she was reading the top 5, I go, that could be its own top 5 topic right there.
Yeah. No, the well is endless.
Yeah,
there's a limit.
All right, that's it for us. Don't forget to donate to JSAB's charity. Link in the description below. So is Aaron's book.
Show me potato salad.
See you guys on Friday.
Maybe we should go now. Go ahead.